Hey guys, it's Ravon. I have not made a video in a while and it's been super busy. It's slowed down now. It's what is today is Monday, October 28th. Yeah, so um both of my boys are gone. So I am now an empty nester and they are both off to school. Doing well. My wrestler, the youngest one, who's a freshman now, injured his leg. This is like injury number one, two, three, four. Um, he injured, what is that? Anyway, he injured his hamstring and his MCL. Does not need surgery, thank God, because that'd have been another surgery this kid's been through. Um, so he's doing that. He's doing well. His grades are doing well. He's got a part-time job. He's doing pretty good. My oldest is just ordered his um, invitations for graduation. Talked to his advisor. He's on track to graduate this coming summer. So yeah. So everybody's doing good. Mom's an empty nester now, and I've been working on me and doing some of the things I like. I did a spoken word this weekend in front of like 30 people, which was the biggest group I've ever done my spoken word, and so I was kind of freaking out. I'm starting to work on my book. I am also working on I feed the homeless. I try to do it every year. The last year I didn't have enough funds to rent out the place and to get the things together or time really to do it. This year I'm doing it. We're in October, about to be the beginning of November, so I figured I better get started now on the planning and getting the flyers out to different homeless agencies and just hand them out when I you know, see homeless on the street or something just to get it started. But first, I have to reserve the place, which is where my spoken word was this past weekend. I had been praying about it, and so yeah, so I found a place, which is really good. Um, so it's really interesting because this is the first season of wrestling season that's coming up. Starts November 4th. Um, that I have not really participated in a whole bunch of Phillips conditioning and his preparing for the season. Um, just going over tournaments and different schools he's going to be wrestling at and who he'll be wrestling and what weight and all of that. This is the first year that he's kind of independent and on his own doing as well with his coaches and his team. It's just kind of weird. Kind of weird. Wrestling's been in my life for about since he was 4 and since my oldest was 6. So it's a little strange about, So now I'm just planning on traveling to go see him and, trying to get some days off and trying to, get the flights and stuff like that more than like his nutrition and vitamins and weightlifting and off-season training and all that. It's so weird. It's really weird. Um, but there's more me time. I'm still getting used to that. It's really quiet. It's really hard when your whole life has revolved around raising children and you're a single parent and you're so in this mode of survival mode. I'm just surviving. How am I going to pay the bills? And do we have enough groceries? And the car broke down. And how am I going to get the car fixed? And do we have a car? And, even there's times I was telling another mother that lives upstairs from me, I've had my car repossessed quite twice. Not because I didn't want to pay the bill. It's just that, you know, it got to be where, do you want food in a refrigerator and lights on and a roof over your head, or can you pay your, it was either or. It was never able to be, until now, both or all of them. You couldn't pay all your bills, so you had to make decisions on what to pay and where to pay. But I told her, you know, I was so in the survival mode of things, of just trying to maintain bills and the kids, and that you don't stop to enjoy the present moment. Don't stop to watch them playing with their cars, or you know, you stop and do it, but you just don't, you're not in the present moment. So even when it was wrestling matches, and I was so busy trying to get there and making sure the snacks were ready, and did we pay the fees, and oh my God, he forgot a shoe or whatever, he's overweight or whatever. You don't stop and be in the present moment. So if I could go back, not to say I had regrets, I would have been more in the present, instead of always on survival mode. Your survival mode's always in the back of your head, in your mind, because you have these lives and these kids that are literally depending on you. Their whole life is dependent on you, you know. So yeah. So the last couple of videos, one video is when Philip was his senior year in high school, and things were just not going well. Things were not going well with the coach. It was not going well with the team. It was not going well with his concussion, but he's in a really good, Philip is in a really good place, and I'm really excited to see him grow. He's literally got straight A's, you guys. He's got straight A's. He was much better in college than he was in high school. Like, he's never gotten straight A's. So, and I don't think he's as stressed. He's a lot more laid back. He doesn't feel like he has the world on his shoulders. And I feel like under these coaches at this level, I think he's going to be able to excel and flourish, and be able to show his gift and show his ability, because the kid is badass. And I'm not saying that because he's my son. I'm saying that because he's a badass. He's really, I was watching some videos, I'm like, dang. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm not really familiar with college level wrestling as far as brackets or matches or how it goes. I know they do wrestle offs, and you know, if there's a person that's if there's more than one person that is the same weight class, they wrestle off to see who's going to represent that weight class for that season or those tournaments or whatever. Well, with tournaments, a lot of times everybody can wrestle, if I'm right. And with like duels, like when it's just one or two schools, then sometimes, most of the times, it's just the one person who won the wrestle off. Or sometimes, you know, they'll do two matches and the other one person will do one or whatever, when it's like a more than one school duel. Like if it's, I mean, like if it's you against one school or you against two other schools. So yeah. So that's what's going on here. I've been working on just me. Look, got my nails done. Aren't they cute? I know. I don't never get my nails done, but that's, yeah, something I started doing. Yeah, so this is just a single mom's vlog, and hopefully there'll be more. I just figured I would take this little bit time out. Just got through talking to both the boys, and they're doing good. My oldest is he's doing good now. He was really struggling with the young man that got shot in his apartment by the police officer. And then a couple of later days after the trial was over, The witness ended up being shot. Now, they said it was a drug deal gone bad, but the general population of the Black community does not believe that. We believe it was a setup. Just the way he was shot. He was shot in his mouth, close range in his chest. And that's, I went to school for psychology and social work, and they'll tell you that that was a crime of an intimate crime. It was not just like a random, when somebody shoots you like in your certain areas where you get shot at, especially when it's close range, which means they wanted to shoot you there. That's where they was literally aiming. Pretty much sends the message to shut up. It used to be like when they would cut your tongue out or crazy stuff. So anyway, so he was doing really bad with that. He was in tears and just didn't understand. He was like, when you try to be right, they shoot you. And when you try to be wrong, when you're wrong, when you're living wrong, they shoot you. He was like, well, what's the point? He was very upset about it. He spoke with my mother, who is very much so the spiritual backbone of our family. He prayed, and they prayed about it and talked about it. But it's really difficult as being a single mother also when your boys start getting older, and it's really hard to teach Black boys how to become Black men and conduct themselves as such in such a society where they have such a huge target on their back, regardless if they're doing good or bad, or if they're just driving down the street or walking down the street to go buy some Skittles and tea. It's just like they're taking our babies out. And he's 6 hours away from me, and my other one's 3.5 hours, and it's scary. It's scary. I call him I'll FaceTime. I'm like, I need to see your face. I need to make sure you're okay. I need to hear your voice. I need to know that you're okay. I also have a few nephews all around the country that I worry about in Virginia and Iowa, and that I get really angry with them if I don't hear from you in a couple of days. There's a problem. So, yeah. But he's coming around. He's hopefully been motivated and inspired to change just his community, if nothing else. So this is the single mom's vlog for today. And yeah, hopefully I'll make some more and talk to you guys a little more. This helps me out as much as it might help someone else out. So until then, I'm signing off. Bye.